There was a hilarious video posted online where a neo-Nazi was causing mayhem in Canada when Trisha Godward asked him to come on her show and do a DNA test to find out just how white he actually is. And the results are pretty funny, and it's shocking as well. The dude's name is Craig Cobb, of course, and this white supremacist turned out not to be 100% white. Actually, he's 14% sub-Saharan African. Can you believe that? And with Trisha trying to give him a fist bump while calling him bro, made the results even more hilarious. And Cobb was planning to turn a town in North Dakota into a white enclave. But I don't know how it's going to go for him because he's not fully white, y'all. Anyways, let's listen to the first song. This is Macy Gray with I Try. That was Macy Gray with I Try, and you guys are tuning into What's Poppin' with Brian Jew on TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and surrounding areas, GFN 98.7 in Gwangju, and 93.7 in Yeosu. But for now, we have some messages from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Now, here are a couple of things I'd like to tell you guys. Send us an email to efmpoppin@gmail.com if you have any questions or if you want to leave us any messages or requests as well. You can also check out our playlist on our website at tbsefm.soul.kr/efm/what's poppin'. We also upload pictures of our open studios and pictures of our guests and, of course, me. So with that said, I'm going to get into the next segment. Y'all know what this is. It's Papabars, where I'm going to drop a verse on y'all about my thoughts on what I gave you at the very beginning of our show. So, here we go. I'm glad that Craig dude got what he deserved. We all know that we're all human and we're all equal despite the difference in culture, where we're from, the color of our skin. And judging by the DNA results of this not so extremely white man, I think we can say that we've got a little bit of different races mixed up all in us. So no one knows what we actually are. Actually, I know I'm Korean because my mom and dad are Korean. So there you go. So we got to treat each other how we want to be treated. Just like this young man he was young back in the day, called Daryl Davis, who was a musician and used to play the piano rocking some blues in a bar. And that's when he met Jerry Lee Lewis, who was at the time a Klansman of the KKK. Dang it. But what happened was not a fight, but a friendship through their love of music, which led Jerry leaving the organization. Since then, Daryl became the man who befriends KKK members. He collects their robes and hoods from the people who left the Klan. That's amazing. So all the other supremacists out there, how about all we get along, heal the world, make it a better place, through the healing power of music. And girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. That was Kareem Bailey Ray with Girl, Put Your Records On. I'm gonna tell you something. Guess what? I've never heard that song in my life. That's my first time. So for me to sing that melody, man, I'm genius. Joking, y'all. All right, y'all probably gonna tweet me like, you crazy, Brian. Yes, I am crazy. Anyways, I think both stories of Craig Cobb and Daryl Davis is pretty redonkulous in my mind. And one, I think it's really funny. And it's a funny way that the other, stories seem better. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I'm going cray-cray. It's too early in the morning. Anyways, guess what time it is? Since I'm talking about the word ridiculous. Of course, this next song is called Ridiculous, and it's by Raheem DeVaughn. Check it out, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guess what time it is? It's time for Brian's tips to tip the scale again. Now, when I mean tip the scale, I don't necessarily mean losing weight. I'm going to give you guys all kinds of health tips to tip your scale towards a better life. Now, did you know that neglecting your friends and prolonged loneliness can be as bad as smoking 15 cigarettes a day? Did you know that? Now, I'm guessing that would be the case for Craig Cobb if he keeps up with his attitude. He's going to be left a sad and lonely man. It's not only loneliness that does you bad, but also missing out on strong connections with your coworkers can do the same thing. It's very unhealthy for you guys. So my tip for you guys today is go out, hang out with your friends. Yes, we all got work to do, things to get done, but if you don't care of your mental state and your health, nothing's going to get better. Nothing's going to matter for you guys. Before you know it, you're just going to die a poor, lonely soul. All right. So you guys got to get physical. You got to manifest it physically. 15 cigarettes a day is a very bad thing. And it shows just how bad an unhealthy state of mind can be for your body. So meet up with your friends, grab some coffee, a bite to eat, spend some quality time with them, or better yet, go work out, watch a movie, just be with people. Do not be alone, y'all, okay? For those of you in Korea, I know what y'all want to do. Y'all want to get done work and go grab some soj. That's what I'm going to say, Get away from the alcohol. You don't need the alcohol, y'all. Glass of wine? That's okay. I don't mind a glass of wine from time to time with my friends. You know, just chill, have a glass of wine, catch up, ask each other what's going on in each other's lives. Maybe your friend got married, you didn't know about it. You know, try to hang out with your friends. And after a long day of sitting down for long periods, you might want to stretch those muscles out as well, you know. Move around with your friends. We talked about it yesterday too, you know. The buddy system. Try to go out with your friends, work out. Don't do it alone. So bam! Killing two birds with one stone. That'd be funny if you killed a stone with a bird. That wouldn't make sense anyway. So go out, have a great time. Right now, I have a good time too because I just read this email. And this email is cray-cray, funny. Not funny, but makes me feel good. And it's by, we're not sure what her Twitter name or just by seeing the email, I'm not sure who she is, but the name Michelle Smith sounds like a new listener. But she wrote to efmpoppin@gmail.com. Just wanted to let the entire What's Poppin' crew know that all your hard work is appreciated. I know the job isn't easy and that each day poses its challenges, but it does make a difference in people's lives. We all have our good days and our bad days, and sometimes the negativity is overwhelming, but one word, just a single ray of positivity can have a huge impact. So thank you for making that difference. Thank you for the great music, the wonderful comedic moments, and most importantly, thank you for adding a little ray of sunshine to our day. Wishing all of you much success in all future endeavors. Sincerely, Michelle. Her Twitter name, @ALYESKA. I spelled it out because I don't, Alieska. There you go, Alieska 2008. Thank you very much. We just want to say thank you so much on behalf of all the What's Poppin' crew. Because it's like people like you that tune in every day. You see the positivity in our show that makes our day brighter as well. You know, like I said, we couldn't do this without you guys. All you listeners out there make this thing possible for me. And of course, the writer, the producer, and everybody that's a part of this show. So if you guys continue to tune in, send in those emails because we love to hear from our listeners and we love the support that you guys give us. But with that said, we got to get into the next song. And the next song is actually by a very talented young lady. And of course, a very talented man as well. This is India.Arie featuring Music Soul Child with Chocolate High. Alright, y'all, welcome back to part 2 of What's Poppin' on TBS efm 101.3. Unfortunately, rapper Johnny Flow can't be with us today because he got his thing going on in America. He's in the States. He's doing his thing. But still, we got poppin' beats today. But guess what? We got a very special guest. A new dude in the studio with me. You know what? With no further ado, let me introduce him. His name is Soon Ho. How you doing, Soon Ho?
What's up,
For all the listeners out there, can you introduce yourself, what you do, where you're from, all that good stuff?
What's up, guys? My name is Soon Ho. I'm actually from New York. I know Johnny from back in the day. I actually used to be like his manager, and I used to kind of like perform with him, be like a little P. Diddy hype man type stuff. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're the P. Diddy, and he's like what, Mace? No, he's Biggie Smalls.
He's Biggie. I mean, that's pretty obvious. I mean, I know this is radio, but if you check his Instagram, I think you can tell. Like,
okay. So you're more like, yeah, bad boy, like when on the side like that.
Basically, yeah, Johnny Flow.
Cool.
Do a little bit of dancing on it.
That's awesome. I learned something today for the first time because Sunho told me we actually met about 3 years ago because Johnny and Sunho were in New York when I was performing at this club. I forget the name of the club. What's the name of the club? Do you remember?
At the time, it was called Crimson. I don't know. That club changed
Club
names.
Crimson.
Like,
that's right.
It's called something else now, I think.
That's just like Korea, man. Korea has club names changed every 2 years, man.
Yeah, you gotta renovate and keep up.
Exactly. You gotta keep up with the theme and all the high-tech technology, all that stuff.
You know, club goers got pretty like high standards for their clubs.
They do. They got high standards, and it's not just the club goers, it's the artists that they invite. Because if an artist goes to a club and they don't want to perform at a club that looks all old school, then of course there's problems going to happen.
Exactly.
And no offense, but when it was Crimson, I thought it was ghetto.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean,
it was ghetto.
It's in a good location.
Great location.
But it's a little small.
A little tiny.
It's a little ghetto. But,
not only was it small and tiny, it was like a double-sided club, first of all.
Right.
So the night I was performing, on the other side was a regular part, another party, and then on our side was our party. And they had me perform on the second floor with these rails, so it wasn't like I was, interacting with a crowd.
Right,
I was interacting.
No stage.
No stage. The DJ was far away. My DJ was DJ Yup, of course, at the time, and just really weird organization. I don't know what was going on at the time.
But you know what, though? You still killed it.
Well, thank you very much.
And
I had a good time.
This show's called What's Poppin', so I think ghetto's okay.
Well, thank you very much. It was fun. And having Johnny perform as well, it was Amazing. So we have some kind of connection going on.
Yeah.
But today we're not talking about my performances or Johnny. Too bad Johnny ain't here. Hope he's having a good time in the States. I'm jealous, buddy.
Miss you, dude.
Yes, we miss you here at What's Poppin'. But Soon Ho is here for Poppin' Beats. Now, you know what Poppin' Beats is all about.
Of course, of course.
Cool. All right, so what is the theme today for Poppin' Beats?
So the theme of today, I'm very excited about this theme. The theme is the best of the 90s.
Okay. Actually, that's actually one of the best themes that we've had so far because I think the 90s had the best hip-hop tracks.
I mean, I think the 90s is the golden age of hip-hop.
Exactly.
And, you know, for me personally, that's when I discovered hip-hop. You know, and I think that's when the world discovered hip-hop. You know, and
True.
you know, I came kind of dressed for the occasion.
I like that hoodie.
I got my Yo MTV Raps hoodie
I do like
on.
that hoodie. It's
And,
nice.
You know, if you guys don't know, that's like the first rap program on like
That was
national,
on MTV, yes.
like national cable TV that really helped popularize hip hop around the world. You know, so I had to.
Big time artists actually were known around the world because of that channel and of course that program. I'm talking like Run DMC, the old MCs of course.
Right.
All the big names.
De La Soul, Public Enemy.
De La Soul. I heard them in a long time.
I got Gangstar as a graphic on the back.
Okay, we're gonna take a picture of that so you all know what we're talking about. You're probably thinking, what's he talking about? I don't know what Yo MTV Raps is. We're gonna put that online for y'all.
Yeah.
But right now, we're gonna talk about the best of the 90s. Alrighty, now who's the first artist you wanna talk about right now?
Since Johnny's Flow's not here, he's kind of the Korean version of of our next artist.
Okay.
And of course,
And we mentioned him before.
yes, is Notorious B.I.G.,
Yes.
a.k.a. Biggie,
Biggie Smalls.
a.k.a. Biggie Smalls, a.k.a. Big
Who
Papa.
unfortunately is not with us no more, of course.
You know, but you know, when
Yes.
you talk about the 90s hip hop, especially for someone like you and me, you know, we have some background in the tri-state area. You know, it starts with this guy. He's King of
Exactly.
New York, King of hip hop.
But it's sad that he had to die, passed away at the age of 24. He was such a young dude.
Yeah,
you
man.
know. And where's he from originally?
Brooklyn.
Okay, Brooklyn.
Bed-Stuy Stuyvesant. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
he really
true.
put East Coast hip hop scene, you know, back on the map. And, you know, at the time it was a lot about West Coast gangster rap. But, you know, I think Biggie, with his album Ready to Die, really brought the East Coast back in the game and really put hip hop into the mainstream.
That's very true because I remember when Biggie first came out, he was probably the first rap artist out in the market that I would actually go to the record store and buy before, you know, like right when the record store is about to open in the morning, I'd be like, I need to get that new single. Because back then we couldn't download music.
Right.
We actually had to buy the singles.
Right.
You know, I mean, that was the music back then. It was great.
Right. Music
Music felt good. Music was fun to listen to. People knew how to dance to this kind of music. Now you got all this crazy music out there with no actual genre names to it. Some of the music I listen to nowadays, I'd be like, what do you call this? You know? But back then, hip-hop was hip-hop.
Exactly.
And Biggie Smalls was a leader in hip-hop, of course. And thanks to P. Diddy for finding him, signing him,
Right.
making him a superstar. But what's the song that you want to talk about today?
We're going to go into his song from his second album, actually entitled Life After Death. It was actually released 16 days after his death. You know, this album went on to sell like more than 10 million copies, you know, after his tragic death. But this is one of the lead singles from his posthumous album called Hypnotize.
Cool. Then we're going to check that song out right now. This is Notorious B.I.G., a.k.a. Biggie Smalls, with Hypnotize. That was Notorious B.I.G., a.k.a. Biggie Smalls, the man who brought hip-hop music from the East Coast back on the mainstream with Hypnotize. And we're here in the studio with Mr. Soon Ho, taking place for Johnny Flow, of course. That's cool, guys. Both your names rhyme. Soon Ho, Johnny Flow. I need a new name.
That's why we're best friends.
That's cool. So you guys, how long have you guys known each other, you and Johnny?
We know each other like 6-7 years now. Yeah.
Dang. That's a pretty long time. And you guys first met doing work together, or?
We first met in freshman year of college.
Oh, okay. What college you guys go to?
Went to Rutgers.
Okay. The school that I was supposed to go to. All right, I'm gonna learn y'all something because a lot of people are like, I saw Brian Jew at Rutgers. We played basketball together. I actually had somebody tell my cousin who went to Rutgers. They're like, yeah, I hung out with your cousin before. That is all bull. Because guess what? I got accepted to Rutgers, but I never, ever went to Rutgers. I never even went to any sporting events, no musical events, none of that stuff. So if you guys are out there saying, Brian Jew and I hung out, y'all need a better thing to do in life because you guys are making stories up, y'all.
It's cool you cleared that up, actually, because I heard, people
You heard stuff like that too, right?
People used to say that at school, like, oh yeah, Brian Jew's an alumni at Rutgers. You know, people want to claim you.
I never went. So it was funny because I had some dude come up to me personally, we were at like a house party, and he's like, "Hey, I remember you." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't remember you, sir. You know, where did we meet?" He goes, "Back at school." I was like, "What school? My high school?" He's like, "No, Rutgers University." I was
What's
like,
your name again? And I know you from where?
It's like, what do we do? He goes, "We played
I don't
ball."
know you, man.
I was like, "We played ball at Rutgers?" I was like, I didn't want to make him feel bad in front of his friends, so I didn't say I didn't play basketball when I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Back in my mind, I'm like, "You are fake as heck." That's what I was thinking in my mind. But with that,
out there
you go. I said it. Boom. All you weirdos who make up stories.
It's a hip-hop show.
Exactly.
Tell the truth.
We're just here about to talk the truth.
Keep it real.
Keep it real, y'all. Don't make up stories. Right now, we're going to talk about Mr. Who's the next artist?
You know, we just talked about the East Coast listeners, the West.
It's only fair to do that.
You know, king of the West Coast, Dr. Dre.
Exactly. And what song from Dr. Dre's are we going to be dropping all these fools right now?
It's called Nothing But a J Thing.
Baby. Featuring
my man Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Now he calls himself what? Snoop
Lion, and there's something else like Snoop, and he's
the other day I called him Snoop Tiger by accident. Everyone's laughing at me because I was like making up stories of names and stuff. But I mean, how do you officially change your name? How does the
you know what you do? You go down to the courthouse, the hip hop courthouse.
Did they have that? Do you think they?
I think the board. It's like a hip hop Supreme Court. You got to clear it with Dr. Dre, Diddy, and I think Rev Run. And I don't know.
P. Diddy too. He changed his name a few times.
Yeah, it was Puff Daddy and Diddy and
Puff
P.
Daddy,
Diddy.
P. Diddy.
And then Diddy.
Diddy, exactly. And then his real name is Sean Combs.
Yeah, he uses that sometimes.
Wow, he has too many names.
Sean John
has a line of clothing, of course. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. Y'all know me as Brian. I'm changing my name to Bartholomew. I don't know why that name came up. This is a weird name. That's I just wanted to make up. All right, so y'all here with me on Poppin' Beats with Sunho and Bartholomew. Brian Jew is not in the building. And we're talking about Dr. Dre, Nothing But a G Thing. Now, hype this song up for all the listeners right now.
Nothing But a G Thing. You know, West Coast Gangsta Rap is the first single off his debut album, The Chronic. You know, it's one of the most reached, #2 on the top Billboard charts.
Wow.
You know, it's many sources like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, XXL Magazine, they list this song as one of the greatest songs of the 90s.
That is true, though. Because I remember this song came out in high school. Was it high school? Wait, what year did it come out?
It came out in 1992.
1992. So I was in junior high, and all the school dances, we'd be like, when their song come on, you'd be like, you know, other songs are playing, you're like, yeah, that's cool, so whatever, pop tracks. This song come on, you're like, all hands in the air, nothing but a G thing, baby.
1992.
Great time.
I was 4 years old. I was at my nursery school, like bobbing my head, putting my hands up to this song. You know?
Either that, or you're just 4 years old and you're still speaking Korean to your mom, like, oh my pop jaw, you know. Not knowing what hip hop music was, but dang, 92. I was what? I graduated 8th grade in 95. Man, I don't want to sound old.
You know, it's crazy though. I still know like every lyric to this song just because I just love hip hop.
It's a great song. Actually, I need to refresh myself. I only know the chorus line. But all right, you said it reached #2. And people, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and XXL Magazine listed this as one of the greatest songs of the decade. Now, Dr. Dre, what's he doing these days? Do you know?
Dr. Dre, you know, he's an entrepreneur, man. He's one of the hottest producers in the game still. You know, he used to be the CEO of Aftermath. He had Death Row Records. He
found Eminem,
Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, The Game, and most recently,
Nate Dogg, all them people on
Kendrick
the West Coast.
Lamar.
Oh, really?
Compton, yeah, man.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar.
Dr. Dre knows what he's doing.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I see that. All right, Dr. Dre.
OG in the game.
Very OG. Since we're talking about you right now, we got to hear the song. I'm very eager to hear the song. It's going to be a throwback for me. This is Dr. Dre featuring Snoop D-O-double-G with Nothing But a G Thing. That was Dr. Dre featuring Snoop Dogg with Nothing But a G Thing, baby. That was a throwback for me. You were 4 years old, but I was younger at that time, throwing my hands in the air and hanging out with my boys. We actually, back in the day, when at 92, I remember I had a little boombox. I'll put like AAA batteries in there.
Right.
And, or double D batteries.
No, it was D batteries. You put like 8 D batteries
exactly.
in there.
Yeah.
And,
back then, of course, CDs were too expensive for us back in school, so we'd actually get the little cassette tapes.
Right.
We'd actually mix our own tapes, take it to school, and play it while we were playing basketball on the basketball court. It was fun, man. I miss those days, man. Whatever happened to those days?
You know what?
Those are the good days.
Those were the good days.
Yeah, now kids, all they want to do is stay home and play some RPG video games online and blow each other up.
Man,
all this violence, man.
The craziest thing is, like, you couldn't even, like, download songs. So back then, like ripping, like, songs, illegally off the internet was like waiting for it to play on the radio and recording it with your cassette.
That's exactly what I did. That's how ghetto it was. Because you'd be like, hey, this WIV did it, next song, Dr. Dre.
So record.
You push record, but the DJ's voice slightly gets in there as well.
Right. Exactly.
That's how ghetto it was. That's how fun life was back in the day. No worries, none of this crazy technology stuff. Although I appreciate all the high-tech technology and all that stuff, but you know what? We knew how to have a good time without video games and illegal downloading.
I remember a time without the internet. That's
exactly.
Crazy.
We actually used encyclopedias to make freaking essays and schoolwork.
In Carter 95, like go to the library.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden, Prodigy or whatever came up with the internet, and it was like the dial-up one. That would take 5 minutes just to use the internet. And then you'd have the America Online. Welcome. You've got mail. And then that was slow too.
You know what? I was too ghetto, so I didn't have American Online. I used to have this thing called CompuServe.
Never heard of that.
It used to come free when you bought a PC for like 2 years. I used to beg my mom for AOL just so I could have instant messenger with my
because
cool
AOL back then was like the how would you say it, the Byungpoom of the online things, you know. But now,
I'm from New York. You know, I'm a hip hop dude, so I'm not about that bougie Byungpoom stuff. You know, CompuServe.
But actually, a lot of people from New York who get big though, they do go into that Byungpoom stuff. Look at J-Lo. She's from New York. Now she's all about the high class fashion stuff.
True, ASAP.
Yes. But I mean, that happens to certain people. But we're not here talking about J-Lo. We're not here talking about high-class bougie stuff. We're here talking about the third group, or the third artist, and the third artist is...
Yes, sir. This group, one of the legends of the 90s.
Yes, sir.
The Fugees.
Yes. Love the Fugees.
Featuring Wyclef Jean, Lauryn Hill. Nobody really knows the third member too much. Do you know?
I know Pras.
Yeah,
Proswell. Now, Proswell, the good thing about him, he featured on a lot of people's albums as well, but the man in the group was obviously Wyclef because he produced most of the albums for them, of course. And after the Fugees broke up, Wyclef went far and beyond by producing stuff for other artists, featuring other artists' tracks. You know, he did stuff with like Shakira. He did stuff with like, I can't even think of the names. He did a lot of stuff with a lot of artists.
Yeah. And he ran for like president of Haiti or something.
Exactly.
Too, right?
But the sad thing is, these three don't like each other no more.
Yeah.
That's the sad truth.
It's sad. They broke up, you know.
Exactly. Now, what song from the Fugees are you bringing to the table?
All right. This is one of their most famous songs ever.
Alrighty.
From their second album, The Score. It's #1 UK, biggest selling single of 1996.
Ooh.
The single was actually so successful, this song, that the Fugees deleted this track so it could no longer be supplied to retailers so that the attention could be drawn to their next single.
Wow. Yeah. That's how big it was.
That's how big it was.
That's a cool move, though. You can actually delete it. Well, you can't now because everything's online. Once it's online, you can't really get rid of it.
They like pulled the single CDs from the stores and stuff, I guess. You know, that's how you delete it back then.
Wow. Okay.
It samples Roberta Flack's original song, Killing Me Softly, with his song.
I'm pretty sure a lot of the youngsters nowadays, the teenagers, probably don't know who Roberta Flack is. Right. But she was a very talented woman in her day. Great vocals. And, of course, the Fugees redid this song, add a little hip-hop flair to it. It's a great song. And I have to admit, Lauryn Hill's vocals were perfect for the song.
You know, I still love Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill has a beautiful voice. It's not clean and perfect poppy, but she had that little rasp in there.
She can rap too, man.
And she's a great rapper.
Yeah, she can rap.
And I always say this a lot. Me and Johnny said this in the past too, because we talked about the Fugees before. Mm-hmm. Johnny and I both were like, this lady reminds me of Yoonmire or Tasha.
Right,
because Tasha's the same thing. She can rap, she can sing.
Right.
And Johnny was like, yeah, that's the first person that came to mind when I think of Lauryn Hill. So I feel like Tasha is the Lauryn Hill of her day nowadays.
Absolutely.
And then I guess MFBTY is like the new Fugees of Korea. We got Wyclef Jean. Exactly. Wyclef would be Tiger JK. Mm-hmm. Proswell will be Busy. And of course Lauryn Hill. Tasha, there you go. So the Fugees spirit's still in us, you know?
Absolutely.
But for those of you guys who don't know the Fugees, now when did they debut?
They debuted in 1992.
Okay, 1992.
Right.
And when did they split up? Do you know that?
97.
Oh, that was a short little thing.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people, know the Fugees, but they actually only had 2 albums.
But they had a lot of tracks on each album, I heard.
Right. The first one, Blunted in Reality, came out in 1993. You know, it had some underground buzz, but people probably don't really know the songs from that album. But The Score, their second album, 96, you know, No Woman, No Cry, Killing Me Softly, Ready or Not.
Oh, that was song. Do,
Ready or Not.
Here I Come. I love that song. They had too many songs that I would just play in the car and in my tape deck. Yes, I did not have a CD player in my car, y'all. Y'all spoiled these days. Actually, nowadays, people don't even use their CD players. They have MP3 players with the Bluetooth hooked up to the car.
CD players, man. What do you think? Is this 2000? It's 2000.
I had a tape deck. Tape deck, man. It was, and you know what sucked about having a tape deck? The tape would get stuck sometimes in the cassette player in the car.
Oh,
and
yeah.
me and my brother, because I had an older brother, he would make me do everything. He'd punch me if I didn't do it. So I'd have to take the tape out, get a pen, and rewind it.
Yeah.
It was so annoying. And then the part of the tape gets a little wrinkled.
Yeah.
It would be like a little staticky.
Right.
Probably all you listeners are like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all don't know about this. Y'all don't know about the tape decks. They probably don't even know what a tape deck is.
They probably don't even know what a tape is. They probably think it's Scotch tape.
That's very true. But y'all, go online, do whatever you need to do. The tape decks back in the day, they were the thing. They were the ish. With that said, since we're talking about the Fugees, we gotta play this song for these peoples right now. All y'all fools out there who don't know the Fugees, gonna play this for y'all. But it's gonna be the last song of the show because we're running out of time. But I want to thank Mr. Sunho for being in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Thank you
pleasure.
for coming in and taking Johnny's spot. You might even get Johnny fired, and you might even do it because you actually have more information than Johnny does. Sorry, Johnny, if you're listening.
You know, Johnny in the 90s, I think he was in Korea still. So I think this is a perfect segue for me to kind of step in for the moment.
Or we can have both of y'all come in, or each week different. You know, we can be diverse. But with that said, we're going to play the song for y'all. This is the Fugees with Killing Me Softly. This is Brian Jew and Mr. Sunho signing off, y'all. Peace.
Peace.